going? Need to watch you with some interest here. Oh, that's where you're going. Force march here. Force march here. You're already force marching. Who arrives first? 23rd. 26th, I do. Forest, river crossing. This is going to be bad for them. All you need to do is hold until reinforcements... Oh no! Deception is being overcome by envelopment and they're pretty good at it. They do, however, have a -2. We do also have 24,000 men, 25,000 men, and these are all mercenaries. So they don't use my manpower to replenish. It's my first time using mercenaries, actually. I missed a good bit of the Langobard campaign. Can I take a second to show off the contested size of the Empire? There you go. This is a war we declared against Potulentia. They brought in Getia and Tribalia. We do overall outnumber them. But they surprised me a little bit with just how strong they got. It's got to pop up for a disloyal character. He has cancer, so I shouldn't really care about it, right? Paradox brings out the worst in people. It kind of does, yes. Wow. Mercenaries are destroying them. My heavies haven't even arrived yet. Interesting. Oh, here come my heavies. I'm going to say that you don't need to bother. You can just stay here and siege some stuff back. Bizarre. However, I'm going to grab these guys. Because I want them to start sieging stuff down. Wait, you cavalry? You are. You continue road building up to there. You lot start heading south. Because when it comes to sieging, you want to use light units because they suffer a lot less attrition. So sieging with these guys, for example, is actually a bad move. I don't really want to do it. Moves further south. Actually, hang on, are you the cavalry? You're the cavalry, so you want to continue building my roads this way so that I can start reacting a little more quickly to these assaults. Like, I'm glad that we've got this north-south road network going. Need to get the roads out to here so I can reinforce this stuff a bit more quickly, and then also to the flank against the other Germanics. I'm surprised by the amount of tiny nations still around. I would have expected them to be swallowed up, consolidated by now. So one of the kind of cool mechanics this game has is the idea of defensive pacts. So only small nations can enter into defensive pacts. Within the defensive pact, they can declare war on other nations, as usual, no problems. But anyone external to the pact that declares war on any of the pact members will call in all of the other pact members into the defense. So the little nations, so long as they band together, can actually be really difficult to take down. Now, I am a little bit concerned by you being caught out by some of these guys. Which is why, another reason I want the road, so I can get them out of there quicker. Let's move you over to Marsonis, just so we can really block them in. Although Marsonis is a fortress. Could do with some more fortresses along the road, I think. What happens if you're in a defensive pact but end up getting too big? Then yes, you leave it. You can still have alliances as usual, just not defensive pacts. Bottleneck, what are they attacking me with? Oh, crikey, that's messy. 4 different armies, but which one's coming to Olate? In fact, all of them are. Archers, archers, archers. So what has heavy archers? It's going to be something like deception. I think we'll be okay. We are suffering a little bit of attrition standing here. 0-0. They both use bottleneck. They're 120 discipline versus my 110. But my heavy infantry rock. And they don't have any. And we have another invention. I'm thinking possibly siege investment. So that we can siege stuff a bit faster. Yeah, that one sounds like the most useful. The process of surrounding a fortified location with secondary fortifications served as a means of entirely disassociating them from the outside world. And that would be more fort defense, which would also be quite nice. The one I really want is the +1 attrition, though. We killed 4,000, we lost 1,000. So we are, like, winning all of these battles by just doing a tremendous amount of damage. Let's bring you down here. Let's bring you down here. Let's have you take Obartis. You take Aretum. And I assume you just replenish over time thanks to being mercenaries. And it doesn't look like I have to pay you any extra. It's just a blanket fee that I have to pay. Alright, let's send you down here. Sneezing. I don't get why sieging with heavy units is worse than light. I mean, you're being shot at by the people in the fort. Don't you want armor? It's all about the weight of your units. So, for example, heavy units, you can see here, attrition weight plus 50%, just above the damage versus archers, while heavy cavalry is attrition rate plus 100. So every unit of heavy cavalry counts as 2 units in terms of attrition. Every unit of heavy infantry counts as 1.5. While if you have light infantry, attrition weight minus 50%. So each of these costs us half a unit. And then if you hover over a territory, you can see the supply limit, 27. Or in these occupied places, it's going to be 23, 22. So if I went in with 10 light infantry, it really only counts as 5. So the supply limit, we're well under, so we're not going to suffer much attrition, except for like the base level for sieging. While if we went in with the heavy units, this unit, even though it has 14 soldiers, counts as a weight of 20. So we would start to take some attrition from some of these places. And also, we are out of manpower at this point, so we're not replenishing. I want my fighting units, which are these heavy infantry, heavy cavalry, to be top strength, wherever possible. So the ones who are losing troops for the sieging are the light infantry, which I just don't care about as much. My Vata, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. We can call in another Omen. I think this one might be national manpower, or possibly discipline. No, we've been winning the fights recently. It's just when they gang together that we had the problem. And now that all of my forces are in the same region, we're fine. I'm going to take the manpower replenishment, I think. And 94th Min, thank you very much for the bits. Evening, Mordred. Hope you're having a good Saturday. I am, thank you. And yeah, I should mention that Twitch is now doing the bleed purple, so if you use the bleed purple emote thing, like 94th did just there, I get an extra 10% for free. So even though 94th Min paid in 110, I got 121. So it's kind of a cool thing that Twitch is doing right now. It means that the streamers get more for the money that you donate to us. Tip us, whatever the terminology is. I read an article actually somewhere saying that streamers who call money coming in from viewers donations get it wrong or something like that. It's a weird American thing. Like here in Europe, I think a donation is a fine terminology, but Americans prefer tips. I don't know. Right, cavalry, have you finished building that road? You have not. You're almost there, though. And you have arrived. You may as well start sieging that, because I think that most of their focus is going to be on the north. And also the other thing I wanted to double check is just to see how much manpower these guys have. Oh. Pochulencia just broke in half to Iscronia. Pochulencia has no manpower left. Tribulalia has 4,000. So just in terms of overall numbers, we hugely outnumber them. Good. Battle is joined. We are on -1. We do have the better commander, however. And also just the formation is a lot in our favour. Light infantry, go and siege. Light infantry, siege. You don't need to be force marching. And this is going to be a very confusing unit. Because it's the same size, 14,000 as my heavies. But they are not themselves heavy. 61 loyalty. 61 loyalty is fine. Who was the unit with the really low loyalty? It's not you. It's definitely not you. It's not you. It's not you, though you could also do with the commander. Well, we'll come back to you. It's you. I can change you out now. So you're no longer a threat to me. Okay, my armies are loyal again. Donations and tips are taxed differently. Donations are non-profit and you get tax write-off for it. You don't get a thing for tips. See, here you can only get donations if you're a registered charity, which obviously I'm not. And we don't have a tipping culture. Like, at all. Which I think is where the difference really lies. 900 to 2,300, so again, we won pretty nicely. And we do have some people coming to attack us. They have got 11 cohorts, but only 1,700 men. You're currently set to skirmishing, which means you will suffer less casualties. You're attacking here into the woodlands. I'm going to wait until you're locked in, then we'll come in with some reinforcements. Oh no, this is the cavalry. Hold on. Where do I want you to go? Probably here. You keep roading. I'm hoping that you on your own are going to be able to hold off against these guys. I mean, you are, like, entirely loyal to Walram. And when you are loyal, you cost less, but you also get a discipline bonus. Improved discipline from personal loyalty, 10%. So we're currently fighting with plus 35% loyalty. And we outnumber you. You're coming in with mostly archers and light infantry, which all of my guys counter very well. A petitioner approaches. A young rascal by the name of Malberg Tankra approached our king in private this morning. In a hushed voice, she spoke of a vision of the near future, in which she was found by her loved ones having been burnt at the stake. With shaking hand, she offered all of her worldly goods to the state in return for our protection. So I get 500 ducats from Malberg, who's 11. How the devil did you get 500 ducats as an 11-year-old? Or I can get some oratory. I'm going to convince her that all will be well. I actually kind of prefer the oratory. I have a lot of money. Because oratory equals more citizens. And Helcavonia is being citizenified. That's it. All spent. So what is my tech level nowadays? 110%. It's improving. Here is a donation for the Mead Fund. Thank you very much for that, old Tanker Leo. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, cool. Thank you. We do erroneously sometimes call it when we give someone money out of Cornish a donation, even though it's not a charity non-profit situation. It gets confusing. And yes, the oratory is very, very useful. And even with a large unit of mercenaries. In fact, I might even send the mercenaries to go and start sieging their stuff down. I am really annoyed that they've just fragmented. Although the important bit, which is this bit, is still together. Once I've taken that, then I can start going after these two. Whether I'll be able to occupy this stuff, I don't know. May as well continue attacking and sieging stuff. Battle I'm interested in is this one. There it is. Battle is joined. So all of their archers are in the center. Archers have no bonus versus heavy infantry. My heavy infantry have the discipline advantage. No bonus versus archers. This is just a 0-0. They have a -1 for territory. And then my heavy cavalry is hunting down some of their archers. And getting a 50% bonus for their -10. And we're also getting a big bonus against their light infantry with the cavalry. So it's basically going to be down to the heavy cav smashing stuff on the flanks while the heavy infantry hold firm. And that is just what they're doing. We just stack wiped. That was down here, right? Yes. Yes, it was. Okay. I don't have enough troops to go after a fortress. Every level of fortress they have requires 5,000 men to siege. I don't know if that's true for the capital, though. Might not be. We killed 6,000, we lost 2,000. And they're retreating to here. Really? That seems silly. Where my light cavalry are just going to mop them up. You're locked in. I'm going to set you to rapid reaction. We're going to wait until you're locked in. Because the 7,000 versus 1,000 is fine. In fact, 7,000 versus 5,000 is going to be fine too. They were stack wiped. We lost 700 men. And we captured an enemy. How nice. In that case, I don't think I need to do this. They're going to continue sieging that. Let's send you in, because I don't want just the light cavalry in the hills fighting those guys. I think that is a recipe for bad things. Light infantry go for that. You go for that. You go for that. We'll just send in the heavies. I'll grab you lot and send you over here to start sieging this stuff. Okay, that's actually Optania. I don't have access to that. Unfortunately, their units do. And this would be a river crossing into a hill. Which would be very annoying to go after. I think they would actually win that fight. This is another thing that needs to be fixed, is the fact if one faction gets access and the other one doesn't, then you can't fight them. It's just an easy way of running away. And yes, I was right. You can't siege anything because you don't have the manpower for it. But we are slowly but surely bringing this fight back. Even though they have 55 archer cohorts, they only have 14,000 archers. 27 heavy infantry and only 7 still remaining. Like, we've managed our attrition a lot better than they have. Which is why attrition matters so much. Forts do siege adjacents. There is that as well. Oh, you're light infantry. Yeah, we're going to need to send in some heavy infantry to support them as well. You two could definitely move down here, start sieging. Actually, so can you. Hell, you can come and support. See, they can't siege my fort here because they don't have the manpower for it. You're not convinced of your success here, so I'm going to have you force march. Actually, no, that's an awful position to fight a battle. Let's move down to here. When do I arrive? 1st of September. August. So we shall stay put in that case. Unfortunately, we're going to be taking a lot of attrition as we move down this way. Oh, that's a fight we can take. Who here's heavy? You are. You are. Let's go and hold them there. So again, skirmish, because it means that we suffer 25% less attrition. Light infantry is also good because they take 50% less morale damage. They're really good at like holding an enemy army in place while your main forces arrive to actually deliver the knockout blow. I took the province, unfortunately. Whoa. Okay, that was a lot worse than I expected. Why was that bad? And now they're on my roads. No! Get out! These are my roads! Definitely need to start putting some forts on the roads. Since I got a trade route with Carthage, do I ever get elephants for my armies? I can build elephants, but because supply is such a big issue up here, they're too heavy. Each elephant costs the same as 4 units. They're really supply heavy. Alright, so you're attacking into these guys. This is a really strong army. Oh, that's why. They're just heavy infantry. They're almost certainly going to be bottleneck. What counts as bottleneck? Shock. So we're going to go shock. And we're going to see what we can do. Oh, light infantry were fighting and didn't even notice. Oops. Another stack wipe. Oh, they're locked in. They don't have very many men there as, like, my advantage. Oh, and we have barbarians. Didn't even notice those. Alright, so we've got some cavalry here. Send you south. In fact, stop you moving. This is going to be impressive. Force march, cavalry. Going down the road. They are going to be really fast. Look at them go. Look how fast that is. That's ridiculous. Alright, 14,000 against 5,000. They have 48%... No, I have 48% discipline. They have 57% discipline. Why are they getting a light infantry bonus? Hey? They're fighting heavy infantry. So why are they getting the plus 20% versus light infantry bonus? They shouldn't be. And my heavy cavalry is getting a versus light cavalry bonus. Huh? 132 discipline? You what, mate? Oh, they've taken their blessing. Yeah, they do have a lot more morale than we do. 3.4 versus 4.4. So even though I outnumber them 4-1, this is a really strong army. We did just rout 2 of their heavy infantry. It's now my heavy cavalry versus heavy infantry, which is not good. Heavy cav is bad against heavy. Like, their hard counter is heavy infantry. Thankfully, my numbers won out. Blimey. That was brutal. Let's chase them down. I would quite like to have an idea of where they're running to. Here comes the light cavalry. They're so fast! Whee. Hatred brews. Enmity, they say, knows no bounds, and to say that Dadas despises Hidalik would be a gross understatement. Dadas has made his intentions clear recently after he was overheard spreading treasonous rumours about Hidalik. The public may very well catch wind of this embarrassing situation. So, my family loses 50 prestige, I become suspicious and lose a little bit of money, and because I have better finesse, I can call him out, I gain some prominence, and he loses loyalty. Popularity. Let's call him out. Right, now the counterattack begins. Where are you running to? Ripperum. Ripperum indeed. Where are they running to? Solitarum, which is where my... Wait. Oh, no, you're going to Arhea. Martial advance. Excellent. Just what I needed. Oh boy. So what's available? Active drill. Experience decay goes down. Navy attrition. Minus 10%. Discipline plus 5. I need the veteran enticements. I definitely need that. We're not going to be that far away either. It's just too bad I get so little civics. Is it going to be possible for me to get access through you? Oh, it is. Ha! You thought you were safe. You were dead wrong. And now just mostly dead. Leo Pontia's giving me money. That's very good of you. I'd get an extra guard squad, 8 men by Roman standards, and call him out. That would be nice. You're trying to build a fortress here. Another victory. Notch one up for the good guys. A bitter feud. The court is bustling with sycophants, claimants, and pretenders. It is of little surprise, therefore, that two of the most ambitious claimants to the throne in Langobardia have found themselves at odds. These conflicts have a way of getting out of hand. Perhaps we ought to step in and limit the potential escalation. Ha! Let them fight! Walram and Waldegast become rivals, or they both lose 10 loyalty. You can be rivals. As long as you're fighting each other and not me, it's all good. Because then you're busy with that, and you're not going to be a threat to the throne. Probably.